Dozens of Republican state lawmakers in D.C. meeting with senior White House officials. Thanks for joining us tonight at 5. I'm Chelsea Helms.
And I'm Bob Donaldson. Those lawmakers say they were invited to talk about how they can better partner with the Trump administration. It comes as state lawmakers are under pressure to redraw Indiana's congressional districts. Indiana is not required to redistrict until the next census comes out in 2030. But the Trump administration has called on multiple states, including Indiana, to redraw lines ahead of the 2026 midterms.
Earlier this month, Vice President J.D. Vance flew here to Indianapolis to discuss redistricting with Governor Mike Braun and Republican lawmakers. Weeks later, every single Indiana Republican in the U.S. House publicly endorsed the president's plan to redistrict early. Currently, 7 of 9 Indiana's congressional districts are controlled by Republicans. If the Trump administration gets its way, Republicans would control all 9. Indiana Democrats and some Republicans have condemned this move, calling it gerrymandering and a distraction from the issues Hoosiers most care about. Today's meeting at the White House was met with several protests back here at home, and CBS 4 State House reporter Hannah Adamson joins us live from our State House, where yet another protest is expected to begin. And Hannah, what do we know about this meeting at the White House?
Well, we know it's part of a series of meetings that the White House is having with delegations from several states. We know that lawmakers will be talking about ways they can better implement Trump policy agenda items that are the most important to them, such as the One Big Beautiful Bill. However, some Democrats say they are concerned that this meeting at the White House could potentially serve as a front to pressure their Republican colleagues to redraw those congressional lines early. As Indiana Republicans headed to the White House, Indiana Democrats headed to the airport, holding what they called a Sayonara Sellouts press conference on Tuesday.
They went for one reason: to help a greedy Donald Trump cheat.
Several Democrats say they believe a special session to redraw Indiana's congressional lines is now inevitable.
I think that Republicans will fall in line, and I think that we will have to have a lawsuit.
Republicans say redistricting talks were not mentioned in their invite from the White House. Still, some who support redistricting say they're preparing for that conversation should it take place.
It's gaining a lot of momentum, national news, local, state news, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if it came up from either people on our side asking questions or somebody from the White House.
A small handful of Republicans heading to the White House have spoken out against redistricting.
If we have to resort to tactics like this, something that the Democrats would do, what makes us any different from the Democrat Party then?
According to Politico, former Governor Mitch Daniels also spoke out against the move, saying, quote, "It would just be wrong. It's high season for hypocrisy." Governor Mike Braun says he's not attending the White House meeting and that he'll only call a special session if lawmakers agree to redraw lines.
Here, you'd have to make sure that most legislators want to do it.
Republican strategist Michael Murphy says the outcome of Indiana's redistricting battle could come down to one thing.
But there's nobody better in the world at sealing a deal, making a sale, than Donald Trump. He has no equals. And all he needs to do is walk into a room and put his arm around the shoulders of, 30 or 40, Indiana legislators, and they're going to cave. That's all there is to it.
Now, the meeting at the White House is expected to wrap up in the next few minutes. Now, it's unclear if the president is actually going to be speaking with lawmakers at this time. We know the invite specifically mentioned senior White House officials only. Now, if Republican lawmakers choose to redraw those lines, Governor Braun would need to call a special session, something he estimates could cost Hoosiers roughly $150,000. We'll have much more coming up later tonight. We'll be speaking with some of those lawmakers in Washington. But for now, reporting live at the Indiana State House, Hannah Adamson, CBS 4 News.